Welcome back to the Galley of the Sun. So today we're having company over, and Greg is cooking one of his favorite meals to cook. He calls it 4T, tri-tip and tater tots. So that's going to take a while to cook. So let's say that you were cooking something and having friends over, and it was something that was a relatively long cook. You're already using the smoker. Well, let's say they're acquaintances coming over. Well, you might give them an appetizer like a jalapeno popper. You know, whip out some stuff a jalapeno popper, throw those on the smoker as it's cooking whatever other thing it's cooking. And after about 20 minutes or so, you got a nice little appetizer for them. Well, let's say the people that are coming over aren't acquaintances. Let's say they're friends. Okay, well, then maybe you'll go the extra mile and you'll take some bacon and wrap it around that popper, throw it in the smoker, and give them a nice appetizer. Well, let's say those people that are coming over are either family or really good friends. Well, you don't want to give them just some easy run-of-the-mill appetizer. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to whip up something that takes the popper to the next level. We are making armadillo eggs. An armadillo egg, once you're done with it, is probably going to weigh somewhere near 3/4 of a pound to a pound. So you don't need a whole lot of these to feed some people as an appetizer. So we're going to make up 3 of them today. So I have 3 jalapeno peppers here. And what we're going to do is take those and get the membranes and the seeds out, because none of these people really want a lot of heat. Plus, I need that room for the stuffing. We're going to lop off the ends. And then from here, there's several different ways you can do it. You can stick your finger in there and try and scoop it out as best you can. You can get a good long paring knife and try and do it. Because I frequently deal with jalapenos, I have one of these handy dandy hooby doobies here that is a jalapeno corer. So we're going to take this in here, put that in, start rotating around, and then do a series of dumping and tapping and then coring. And then we'll take a look at it and see that we got most of this out. Now, as you probably well know, most of the heat in a jalapeno is from the membranes and the seeds. So we want to get those out, but we want to leave that great taste of the jalapeno behind. Now, whether you're using a knife or this tool like I'm using, you want to do your best to get as much out of there as possible, because then it's got more room for stuffing. And as you saw there, the straighter the pepper, the better it works. But if you puncture the side while doing this, it's no huge deal, because there's going to be plenty of things to keep that stuffing in. But we do strive for perfection here at the Galley of the Sun. And if you have some seeds left in there, just give it a quick rinse under the faucet and get those things out of it, unless you're not concerned about heat level. Then you can leave them in. Give these a quick rinse, and then we're on to the stuffing. So you saw me do that with my bare hands. Let's talk about a safety note for a moment. I felt comfortable doing that because these are all green and there's no scarring on the outside. As they turn more red and as you start to see scarring on the outside, that means these puppies get hotter and hotter. So if you see either one of those things, I would use gloves to do that, because the oils from that pepper will light your fingers up for a while, and God forbid if you rub your eyes, you are going to be crying all freaking day. Safety note. Number 2, I do have the recipe down in the description. This really is more of an art than a science. All those amounts are guesses. It all depends on how big are your jalapeno, how much sausage do you want to put on the outside of it, which we'll get to in a second. They're down there as my best guesses. If you have anything left over, it is easy to use that stuff. If you have extra stuffing, well, put it in the refrigerator, save it for later, put it in a mushroom later. If you have extra jalapenos left over, well, throw some stuffing in those, and you're out of sausage, just do the regular popper. You run out of bacon, oh my God, do not run out of bacon. Let's make that stuffing. So I'm eyeballing it here. I've got 3 peppers. So I'm going to put enough cream cheese spread that I think will fill those three. We'll go with that right there. That looks to be about 1/4 cup. And then we're going to take some cheese and shred it up. Now you don't need a whole lot. What I do love is this unexpected cheddar from Trader Joe's. This stuff is out of this world. Is it a little bit more pricey? It is. But how much do you like those people that are coming over? How much do you like yourself? How much do you like to have good food? There you go. So using the big side here, we're going to grate some of this. All right, that looks to be about 1/4 cup. And then we're going to mix that in with our cream cheese. A little for myself. You can use any cheese in there if you don't have a Trader Joe's around. You can use cheddar, you can use Monterey Jack, you can use pepper jack, just whatever fits your fancy for that. Now also to that, we're going to put a little bit of our rub in there, and I'll talk more about the rub later. Then we're going to mix that up. Just get everything incorporated. And once it looks a bit homogeneous, that's a big word for all mixed together. Okay, now we're going to do the stuffing. I don't think there's any easy way to do this. You could try and get fancy and put this in a plastic bag and try and pipe it into there. Nothing frustrates me more than when a 5-minute job turns into a 20-minute ordeal. So I have learned that the best way to do this is with your little fingers. So get that stuffed in there, getting as much as we can in every pepper. As you stuff it in there, push it down several times to get any air pockets out of there. That way you can get more stuffing in it. And sort of eyeballing it. I'm doing 3 peppers here, so I'm going to try and get 1/3 into each pepper. And then I'll stop, whether the pepper's full or not. And then at the end of it, go back if I have any left, divide it amongst the peppers. Don't get too crazy or you'll cause a breakout. This is okay, you just don't want to get too crazy to where it goes all over the place. But it may be salvageable because this is getting wrapped in a couple other things. All right, got most of it in there, did pretty good with our eyeballing. Now on to the next step. So this step here is the one that is the biggest unknown as far as quantities go. As I talked about before, jalapenos vary in size very greatly. The amount of sausage you need depends on the size of your jalapenos, okay? What we're trying to do is take this sausage, and you can use any type of sausage. You can get Jimmy Dean's breakfast sausage. You can get some ground Italian sausage. That would be interesting. Chorizo really doesn't stay together that well to do this. What we have here is our breakfast sausage that we make ourselves here at the Galley of the Sun. I'm going to get this and encase this entire jalapeno in sausage. I don't want it crazy thick. I'm just making appetizers here, not an entire meal, but I do want to fully encase the pepper. Get yourself a handful of sausage there, flatten it out real well. And this is the messiest portion of the endeavor today. Okay, get your pepper in there and then wrap that around. Encase that pepper with that sausage love. All right, let's take a look at our work. I don't see any green. All I see is glorious sausage. So we're going to set that aside and get the next two done. I just heard something fall down. I don't see any cats in this room. They're probably involved. So our peppers are wrapped in that sausage. Now it's time to make a decision. So these friends that are coming over, do they clean up after themselves when they're at your house? If they come over and you're watching your favorite team play football, will they root for your favorite team as long as it's not playing their favorite team? Will they console you when your team is lost? If those answers are yes, then they deserve this next step. So what we're going to do is now we're going to season these. What I have here is some Cattleman's Grill 8-second ride. This stuff is absolutely fantastic. A little bit of a Mexican flavor, a little bit of a Southwest flavor in here. I get mine from All Things Barbecue in Wichita, Kansas, where good people come from. This will definitely add another layer of flavor to this already incredible appetizer. We're just going to get these and get some of this seasoning on all sides. And you may see those chili flakes coming out and going, all right, you already got a jalapeno in there. Now you're putting red chili peppers on the outside of it too. This stuff is not really that hot at all. And this is also what we added to the cream cheese, cheddar cheese mixture that is inside the peppers. Okay, and then we'll just roll them around and pick some of this stuff up that's on the cutting board. And we're ready for the last step. Wrapping these in bacon. What I'm using is some of our bacon that we made here at the Galley of the Sun, and the video's coming soon. This is some mango habanero whiskey flavored bacon. Let's get several pieces out here at the ready. Again, this is an art, not a science. Depends on the size that you have, the size of your bacon, the size of your peppers, how thick that layer of sausage is on there as to how many pieces of bacon you'll need. Wrap that around there and press it in a little bit. Don't press in so hard that you start disturbing that sausage layer and see green from the jalapeno. It's been my experience cooking these, and I've cooked them many times, is that as they cook, that bacon is going to shrink and wrap in to that sausage. So there is no need for toothpicks or staples or anything like that to keep the bacon on there. Plus, if you have some time to let it sit in the refrigerator, that helps too. Okay, now you have a ton of options here. As I mentioned, this is a great thing to do when you're doing another long cook on the smoker. As long as that temperature is below, I would say about 350, you can put these out there. The hotter the temperature is, the quicker they're going to cook, so the less smoke that they're going to take in. It is desirable to do them at the lowest temperature that you can, around 225, 210 or something like that. That way they're going to absorb more smoke flavor. But if you already have the smoker on, then go ahead and just put these on with your brisket, your pulled pork, your tri-tips, whatever you're doing. I've got about an hour or so before Greg starts his cook, so I'm going to go set the smoker to 210 degrees, and that way we're going to let these things cook about an hour. As far as doneness, definitely 350 degrees, probably about 20-30 minutes will get you where you need to go. Remember, all you got to do is get that sausage, that thin outer sausage layer, to about 165. The bacon's already cooked. It comes to you already cooked. All we're doing is adding some smoke flavor and crisping that up a bit. When we make our bacon, you'll see that we take the entire pork belly. When we smoke that to add the smoke flavor, we bring that temperature up to 150 degrees and then let it rest. It's already good to go. It's already cooked. You have a lot of leeway with times and temperatures here. But the key is, the longer it's on the smoker, the more smoke flavor it's going to get. Just adding another layer to the pepper, the stuffing, the sausage, the rub, and the bacon. All right, out to the smoker. If you like what you're seeing here, please hit that subscribe button. If you hit that little bell, then you'll be alerted every time we release a video. We release videos now 2 times a week on Mondays and Thursdays at 8 a.m. Arizona time. Some of the future things we have coming up, this week we're shooting beef enchiladas. Now, we don't do just beef enchiladas here at the Galley of the Sun. Aged beef enchiladas. We're making our own sauce. Did I mention smoked aged beef enchiladas? Oh, and there will be plenty of cheese too. We're also making tequila lime shrimp and some cilantro lime rice to go with that. We're also going to do an experiment. So Gordon Ramsay claims that the best way to cook a ribeye is in a cast iron pan with some oil, some butter, some thyme, and some fresh garlic. And I've tried it. It is damn good. I love my grill, I love my smoker, but you get a damn good steak that way. What happens instead of using that butter and oil that we use some Wagyu beef tallow? We'll do an experiment and see if it's better or not. Also, we have a Chipotle butter burger coming up. And we'll cap off the week with some crawfish étouffée, something that I have tried many times and it didn't come out so well. I am a master of gumbo. I am a master of jambalaya. Étouffée is elusive, but I have a good buddy down in Georgia who gave me an incredible recipe and I trust him. So we're going to give it a shot with his recipe, crawfish étouffée. So stay tuned for those. If there's something you'd like to see us cook, put that down in the comments. Smokers at temp, you can see there that I don't have any yucky black smoke or anything. Time to get these on. Okay, it's been about an hour and they're looking good. It is time to pull them. Ah, look at that. Now we're going to take these inside and let them set for about 10 to 15 minutes because remember, at the center is molten hot cream cheese, cheddar cheese mixture. We don't want none of that for a little bit. We've got them inside. They've been resting for 10 minutes. Now it's time to get those armadillo eggs ready for eating. Now, unless you're feeding a future NFL lineman, you want to cut these up into pieces so your guests can enjoy them a little bit at a time. Those ends that don't have any peppers in them, you can save those for the people that are visiting you don't like. And voila, you have a beautiful appetizer for your friends. Now, before we feed it to them, let's give it a try. The pepper itself still does have a little bite, but the cream cheese and the sausage and the bacon take away from that. Definitely fantastic. Make sure you give this a try. Thank you very much for watching, and catch us again on Galley of the Sun.